She could feel the cold mud oozing through her sneakers. Her mother came up beside her. She wore a hopeful look on her face. She was trying to make the best of a bad situation. "Here we are, dear. I wonder where Mr. Dobbs can be." The ponies of her dreams flashed through Ginny's mind. Which would she choose? A bright red gold chestnut with a cream mane and tail? A black pony with slim legs and a beautiful head like an Arabian? Or maybe a gray, the color of smoke? Shining coats and shining eyes, sleek and beautiful. They were waiting for her to choose. But not here. Certainly not here. "Mother," Ginny whispered, "this can't be right. I never saw such an awful place." But Ginny knew, even as she stumbled after her mother. This was indeed the Sweetbriar Pony Farm. A faded sign saying so hung on the side of the sagging barn. 3 little ponies stood in a nearby field behind a rusty wire fence. Their backs were humped up against the cold wind. A wheelbarrow with a broken handle was tipped over. It lay next to a soggy pile of manure close to the barn. There were hoofprints everywhere in the mud around them. A narrow door opened with a squeal of hinges. A tall, thin man came out. "Thought I heard a car," he said. "You must be Mrs. Anderson. Are you ready to choose a pony for the summer? Morning, miss. You must be the lucky little girl." He stood back and waved toward the open door. Come in, and meet the ponies. 20 of them, ma'am, all for you to choose from. Every one of them a pet. They're sound as a bell, safe for any child to ride and drive." "Yuck," said Ginny under her breath. She followed her mother through the narrow door into the dimness of the long barn. Some daylight struggled through the dirty windows. 2 or 3 dim light bulbs burned half-heartedly down the aisle. Here were no shining ponies waiting for her. No ponies turned their heads toward her as she came through the door. Instead, there were long rows of narrow stalls. The stalls were divided by broken boards.